Hello, me again. So if anyone has been unaware of what has been going on in Nepal, why the heck did I say Nepali? My brain is in the future of this video, okay? It's not in right now. Basically, they have overthrown their government, essentially. The people of Nepal have basically overthrown their government, and the steps that led up to this are absolutely wild, and it actually gives my generation so much hope. It gives me so much hope for my generation. I mean, both. It does both. So essentially what happened is the government kind of just put in place widespread censorship, a lot of platforms that just didn't follow their new rules, and Gen Z, like my generation, along with a lot of other people, but a lot of these protests were generally like really strongly pushed forward by Gen Z, was like, hey, we're not doing this. We are not doing this. And so this was like one thing out of many things that their government has been doing that just a lot of people weren't in favor of. One of the main things that you hear being like yelled out at all the protests are like, there is so much government corruption. We are going to stop it. You know, and a lot of it was like spurred, you know, it's really spurred into action through the internet censorship that they were doing. If they hadn't done that, it might not have happened now, but it probably still would have happened someday, all this uprising that has happened. So I feel like it wouldn't be too far out of the realm to like blame the media censorship of it happening right now. Anyways, that's not the topic that we're on. I think the craziest part about it is that all of this media censorship was not happening on Discord. Discord was fine. Discord was fine. All the other like big social media platforms, they were gone, okay? They weren't available. Discord still was. And a lot of the people who use Discord are the younger generation. So the younger generation was able to organize, and they were able to mobilize in Discord among, you know, a couple other places, but primarily Discord to get all this stuff put into motion, which led a large group of like younger Gen Z members to push forward a lot of the protests that have been going on, which there are a lot of things that Gen Z does that is absolutely hilarious and ridiculous, in my opinion. I think this is so freaking cool. I think this is so freaking cool. This happened a while back, okay? It's been on the news for a minute. One Piece's Jolly Roger flies high as symbol of rebellion in Nepal's Gen Z protests, okay? They were flying the Jolly Roger all over the place as a sign of protest, as a sign of like freedom from their government, okay? It got to the point where the government themselves marked the One Piece Jolly Roger, or flying the One Piece Jolly Roger, as a sign of treason, okay? As an act of treason. Now, all of this tumbled down the line, okay? Until we got to this absolutely insane picture, okay? What you see right here is the One Piece Straw Hat Jolly Roger flying in front of the Nepali parliament on fire. Insane aura in this photo. Absolutely insane aura in this photo. And of course, okay, keep in mind, Discord is still being really strong in the background. Look at this video that I stumbled across in the midst of all this stuff happening. There are over 4,000 people in this call alone right now discussing who they need to, like, what they need to do for leadership in the future in freaking Discord. This is in Discord. This also like very conveniently happened right after Discord opened up their Discord server limit to like millions of users, as opposed to like, you know, the limit that they had before. I don't remember where it was, but it was significantly lower below that. And I remember seeing a lot of people thinking like, who's going to need this many users in a single Discord, whenever right here they're just like, essentially the children are, well, okay, I can't really say the children because Gen Z is a lot older now, but like the younger generation is essentially organizing a new government in Discord right now with the larger server limit. Now, of course, needless to say, a lot of this generation and a lot of the stuff that's happening in Discord isn't as serious as it really is, right? You know, they don't have all of the framework to run all this stuff through Discord, nor like all of the deep political knowledge needed to run all of this, especially like period at all, really, in general, especially through Discord. So what they ended up doing is they all rallied together and picked a new intern prime minister, and from what I've seen, she looks like a really decent pick for Nepal and for Nepal's future. So I deeply applaud Gen Z, okay? I think the situation is hilarious. The flying of the One Piece Jolly Roger, absolutely insane media literacy skills on display, okay? I was like thinking in my head, right, as I was looking into this, it would be so the videos, oh my god, if this happened, this would have been submitted in history. If you had like a group of 2, 3, 4 people maybe during, okay, so there, oh, hold on, I'm going off topic, okay? So, okay, this guy, right? This is a YouTube video that's been absolutely blowing up. It's almost got 30 million views now, uploaded just 9 days ago, okay? Where this guy, essentially, he was doing a motorcycle drive a very long distance, okay? Very long distance. And in his drive, okay, this has taken him months, right? He got trapped in Nepal because their government put in a curfew and he couldn't really leave. And so he was essentially trapped here. And in the midst of this, he stumbled into them setting their parliament on fire and essentially overthrowing their government. He stumbled into it, right? And this video is completely raw. He is not like a journalist, okay? He is just a guy who was vlogging at the moment. And in this video, oh my god, or in like another video similar, it would have been so raw, so insane to see like a group of people walking down, like playing the drums of liberation or something in the midst of all of this. It would have fit so perfectly. And it would have been so freaking cool if this had happened. Another thing that like kept popping up in this video, where there were multiple people who like have said, you know, they weren't part of Gen Z, but they said, I don't remember if it was this video or others surrounding it. He's made a couple videos on it now, but there were multiple people who were saying like, I trust in Gen Z, I trust in who they pick. So, you know, it gives me a lot of hope for my generation. There are people in Gen Z who know what's up and who know what needs to be done, okay? And I hope that the same can be true for all other locations in which the Gen Z are located. I hope to God that our generation is the one that gives this monumental change, you know, brings rise to this monumental change that we desperately need right now. We need something, and I hope it's my generation that gets it done. Anyways, interesting stuff is happening in Nepal and has been happening for a fat minute, and it got really, really interesting recently. Okay, that's all. Bye.